What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here with part 9 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Grimgor Ironhide campaign. So as we saw last time, the Crimson Killers made their debut, led briefly by Gorkill Gutstabber, who used them to annihilate a couple of, well, I guess he annihilated one army and then switched to the Swamp Things to annihilate another one as well. A couple of fun battles for them, and now they've joined Grimgor's army, where he can make use of them better than anyone due to his Black Orc Wrecking Ball ability. And they are indeed here. Yes, the Crimson Killers, just had to double check. And it is quite a bit of a buff. 10 additional armor piercing damage and 30 charge bonus. So we do like our charges. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this time, we are continuing to move eastward, and hopefully we'll loop back around through the mountains to continue destroying Kurun and Carcassonne and whatever other Bretonnian factions we can reach. And we are still looking to grab the massive Orcal, or at least get to the massive Orcal, which still has Grom sitting there alive. As we can see, the Carcassonne are at war with the Broken Axe, so we're getting there. We also got to try to find Azag, and thus we are sending a agent to try to find him. Sly Eye Gouger. Hopefully you're sly enough to find the Bony Boys over there, the Bone Rattlers, whatever. Anyway, before we get started, once again, we did manage to reach the engagement threshold in this episode. Will be an hour long, and the offer does still stand. 300 likes and 50 comments, and the next episode, will follow the hour-long format. Now, the other thing is, for those unaware, currently the vote for the next two campaign factions, are ongoing in the community tab. If you haven't voted, please do so, as currently the Skaven, the Beastmen, and the Warriors of Chaos are all pretty much neck and neck, and your vote may be just the one to break the tie. Anyway, Grimgor, you cannot move, but I do believe at least a few can. Spike Blood Reaper, I'd really like to try out these upgraded gobos here, so let's move you in. And while Lewin is obviously gonna run, but let's give it a try anyway. Oh, there's another little army here. And he's going to, ooh, if we could chase him down and I was hoping that they would be beside each other and we could reach them, but it looks like we can do neither. And now I guess the question is, what do? We could try going into ambush stance. Or do we... I mean, you're in raiding stance. You are probably going to try to go to Wission here. That's an interesting question. I don't want to lose these guys, but at the same time... You know, I'm just going to ambush stance. Give it a try. See what happens. See what happens. If we lose this place, it's not like we've really invested in it all that much, so I don't, frankly, really care. Arachnid Spiderclaw, you've also arrived, so let's make a landfall at Port Saul, and then let's get you immediately into raiding stance before moving to a territory that you will hopefully be able to do something at. Also, someone suggested that this guy shouldn't be named Arachnid, but Arachnid, and absolutely 100% agree on that one. That is most definitely a wasted opportunity. And so Arachnid you shall be. It was right there, guys. It was right there. And we'll get a few more names out to this episode. In fact, we have plenty of names out. You know, let's do one more right now. I did ask for various suggestions for how to rename our legendary shaman, Grotzlik Toothtaker, and the one that I did like the most was Grotzlik and Git Stompa. There we go. For all the suggestions, Git Stompa, that related to name or peasants, I figured orcs wouldn't really know what a peasant exactly is, as in I'm not sure that the word peasant is in their vocabulary. They'd probably think of them, I mean, the orcs would probably think of them as Yumi Grots, and then the gobos would think of them as Yumi Snotlings, or something along those lines, right? Especially considering I think goblins probably have a better place in their society than Bretonnian peasants do. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep on going. We'll do more names after the battle is over. Ugh, you are holding a single Biggin, which is costing us 204, and I think we're going to delete it and re-recruit it later on. I'm not going to get rid of the Boar Boy Biggins. At least not these ones, because they're too high a rank. I'm tempted to get temporarily rid of the Moonhowlers. They may come in handy later on, but for now, and they're not super useful. And then you guys can just sit there for now. You've also moved, Mr. Knobber. Yes, indeed you have, and I believe that's all we have to do. No buildings to build. And we're good to go. Alrighty. And if you're wondering why I transferred one of Grimgor's biggins, it's because we now have access to the biggin rogue idol, da biggin, and I want this thing on the field as fast as possible, even though it's going to cost us all our money. I just want to see it do things. A low fightiness for you doesn't matter, Lord not moved, unassigned skill points, Garrison Lord. I believe we're good. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. I want that Gobbo army to fight a little bit. And hopefully after it fights, we can give them some names as a reward. Let's see if the ambush continues to function here. Lewin, you gotta attempt this. Well, I mean, Lewin would have no chance. I'd rather fight a full stack. He didn't move. And, they did go for this place. They bypassed us, huh? Does this mean that the ambush failed, or that they ignored us in favor of this place? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Well, they are going to occupy... Oh, that's a bad idea on your part. Oh, the ambush succeeded. It's just that they didn't move through it. Wow, maybe I should have not ambushed then. Hey, Confederation between the Bordelot, Erentl, and Longhi. Oh, that actually really works out for us, because we couldn't redeclare war on them for a while, but now we can actually move towards them, and that's fantastic. We want to move through their territory, stay in Port Saul, and loop back around Castle Artois, Mr. Arachnid. Settlement lost, but not for long. Spider Rider buffs as well via technology. Razor Sack Chantillon. Working on it, game. Working on it. Grimgor. Use all of our money. There's absolutely no need to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Won't be able to build anything or do anything, whatever. You can... Can you go into WAAAGH stance? WAAAGH begin stance? Yes, you can. Fantastic. Go to this. I take it we'll be auto-resolving this. Yeah, there's nothing there. Frankly, I could have sent Gorkill to do it, but he should also go to Chantillon. Auto-resolve this, and I see that even though the Giants are severely disliked by the auto-resolve for some insane reason, the Biggin or the Rogue Idol is not disliked by the auto-resolve. Interesting. I wonder why. It is still extremely annoying that the Giants are disliked by the auto-resolve in the way that they are, but what can you do? Anyway, what do we have at Chantillon, incidentally? Oh, fair few enemy units. Can you make it through with what you got? Oh, I did want to get Snaz Spear Chukka in here, though. We could give you one more turn, or we could just head out without Snaz. I mean, the enemy would have a tough time dealing with the Swamp Things. They do have a couple of knights. They do have a lot of range units, though, which may be problematic. I also don't want to waste more money on those units. And you know what? We'd probably need a caster. I think you're gonna replenish troops here. That doesn't mean we need to necessarily recruit more. Ooh, can we raid? Yes, we can. All right. Don't bother recruiting. You're going to get out of the settlement. You're going to go into raiding stance at Châtillon. And you're going to sit there for a turn and quell animosity. There we go. Then, since you guys seem to love the idea of giving Gorkill a lot of single entities, we're going to give him a bunch of Black Orc big bosses. Not like 19 of them, but like, I don't know, 3 or 4. Plus maybe a couple giant river troll hags, some trolls, maybe some rogue idols and giants, depending on how big we want to make the army. Big bully? Sure. Big bully for you. And you're also going to cost us money. And you won't be able to join the fight next turn, but it's okay. At least you'll... Oh, I should have just summoned you here at Chantillon directly. Well, too late now. Anyway, let's keep on researching. I believe the next thing I wanted was this. Upkeep production for Goblin Infantry on second thoughts. It actually won't be too much for us, but there's a few things that it gives us that are useful. And I don't think any of the current buffs that we have, any of the scrap buffs, I mean, are particularly useful to us. We don't use enough artillery for pointier rocks to be useful yet, though we will make an Orky artillery and range army, not to worry, that's definitely on the list. We gotta try those out. Now, you, Spite. Go into WAAAGH Begins, and retake this, I guess. Oh, there's basically nothing left, it's not even worth fighting, damn it. Yeah, badly damaged garrison, just auto-resolve that guy. Even our Gobbo army didn't get hurt, but we did get an armor of fortune for our trouble. Alright, retake that. And more swindlers and more snotling scavengers. I gotta double check. Yeah, you can keep the headman. Oh wait, that's a trait. One of you got the snotling scavengers, which probably wouldn't work in your army. I want to double check that we have one on Arachnid. Yeah, we do. Do we have one on you, sir? Nobber? No, we do not. Ah, past Ruinous. You fail me. Snotling scavengers for you. And I guess take a backstabber as well, and I believe that's it. We're not going to give him any items as of yet, but later on. Go to the Sea Corps, see if you can't acquire us some money, because we certainly need it. And approach the carcass. Yeah, okay, obviously we're not fighting that garbage, and you know what? We don't care enough about the fightiness right now, so we're going to get that extra cash. Treasury plus 6,000 and Berserker Sword, eh? Alright. Would have been nice to be in other materials, let's say, but we've already had a couple, so yeah. Anyway, you have to make landfall as well, sir, so you're going to... This one probably is too far. I think we just go after this one. After this turn, I mean. And yeah, don't forget to quell that animosity while you're actually able to heal. Alright. Who's up next? Ugg the Recruiter, Krug Beard Taker, you guys are all just sitting there. Fortunately, the Gobbo Lords are so cheap that we don't really care. Sly Eye Gouger. Now, what I can't for the life of me remember... So this is Festus, right? And the Black Pit. Azag isn't here, is he? He's up here somewhere, right? Damn it. I meant to double check, but then I forgot. Alright, let's just keep moving for now. I really gotta find that Azag and confederate him. But that's about it. Alright, we're gonna have to spend a little bit of cash nonetheless on a few buildings, but that's inescapable at this point. And Nagranath, let's get that work. Or we could wait the turn and upgrade you to tier 5 instead. Might be better, because you're about to hit tier 4. Yeah, fine, we'll wait a turn. You can be upgraded immediately, Orky Forts, and we will only have one more tower here to upgrade, and you will no longer need growth. May mean we get rid of the boss's poles, even at the cost of not being able to get the adjacency from them. I'll think about it. We may also wait a few turns and, ooh, the Great Ohm Stones become the Empowered Ohm Stones. Yes. More research and more control. At least we won't have to care about control in this place. The only thing that makes you doubt it is the insane expense. But yes, let's upgrade that right now. Next up, do we want any military structures here? Now, we are building... Let's see. Oh, yes, we do want military structures here. We very much want military structures here. Ruinous, come on, man. We want the boar sty, and we want the wolf den here. Because they need to be replacing these two. Gloomy Hollows and... Yeah, we don't really need the fighting pit here. I like the extra capacity that it offers, but we can build other stuff. A Raiden stash, maybe a shaman's hut for another shaman capacity, as we do lack shamans. You, the Horde, yes. Wait, did I build a Horde instead of... Oh, that was the wrong thing to build here. Okay, wait. We need to build a Black Orc Forge, and rather than the Horde, funnily enough... I mean, I guess it is giving us growth and money. We need to replace the totem pole. Well, we've already built it, already invested in it, so I'm just going to build it anyway. Alright, good enough. Leonis, you are going to start making cash via the raiding stashes. Raiding stash 1 and raiding stash 2. Along Guy, we are quickly running out of money. I think we will no longer need, I would assume, the ditches here. You could probably defend yourself against a single basic Bretonnian stack, so let's replace it and make more money out of it. Surewield Forest, we are going to upgrade the tower here right now. Orky Forts. Is this the Orky Fort? No, this is the altar. Uber Mega Tower. Did I not? Oh, the Gobbo Town is already built. We have one of each here. Alright, that's fine then. And then Gisoro, I'm not going to upgrade you because there's a decent likelihood that you will be destroyed again. as we're going to have to move around and react to what's happening. Landrill Barrow we are going to ignore as well, and I do believe we're good to go again, as in next turn. Skip this. Lord not moved, unsigned skill points, garrison, buildings, double check diplomacy. Corsairs of Spite. Another Dark Elf faction. I mean, we are sort of allied with the Dark Elves here. Maybe we lean further into that so that we have access to all the Dark Elf monstrous units. Doesn't mean we have to use their infantry. And oh, look at that, we found Scarbrand. You know, Cornate units would sort of fit with with our units. I mean, we could do this for now. They're allied with Clan Septic. I don't know whether we care about that. We can always betray them later. I mean, we're orcs, so yeah, just do this for now.
Are you a god?
I would like a few extra units from a few extra factions after all. Anyway, end the turn, we gotta find a battle. At least one, hopefully two. Ideally three. Alright, there's Kuran and there's Carcassonne. Looks like neither one will attack us right now. And alright, nothing that we have currently got hit. Alrighty, despoils of WAAAGH, Confederation, Kuran, and Carcassonne. Oh man, first we forced Rapans to get confederated. Then we forced Lewin to get confederated. Who will be next? I would imagine that once we shatter Carcassonne, then Alberic will confederate them as well. It would be neat. Alrighty, let's keep going. Grimgor, head out to Grungzint if you would, please. Can you go into WAAAGH Begins? I think you can. Right here. Oh, wait. Tancred Castle. What do we have here? Oh, there's actually some units there. Might do like a little mini fight there. Let me see here. First of all, or not really first, but you know. Gorkill, siege this. Besiege Chantillon, sir. And the units that he has are temporary. Yeah, this is really not worth fighting, is it? It's just a bunch of garbage. Let's do this. You can besiege this. We'll get you in here. I thought you wouldn't reach, but it looks like you can. Which is good news for us. Hey, there's another big bully available. Yes, alright, another Black Orc big boss for Gorkill. He wants to collect them all. And I probably should have put them... Okay, well, whatever, I'll do it later. Yeah, just auto-resolve this, there's really no need. We'd make our way through it. Easily enough. Then we'll get another Black Orc big boss for you, another big bully. The additional mass that they have is what I like out of Big Bully, mostly because it'll fit in with the trolls and any other single big entities and that this particular faction has. You, Grimgor, get out of here. I'll have you take Tancred Castle. And is this the end of the Bretonnians here? Yes, we are near the Empire now, who I'm sure will declare war on us. Now, we could auto-resolve this, but I kind of want to see the Biggin in action, so we're going to wait on that. And we're going to see if there's a better battle to be had. If there isn't, we're going to fight that one, probably manually because the siege won't work, but frankly, sending Black Orcs up the walls doesn't require too much control anyway. You are going to go into WAAAGH Begins, and you're going to take Grasgar Castle. I also do believe this little faction had some forces nearby, but I don't see them anymore. Yeah, I'll resolve this garbage. Man, it's so weird to see how the Gobbo army isn't getting hurt in these battles, but the giants are getting destroyed. It's just strange. But oh well, go in to brag about the boss as well. And Langui is the main settlement. You, sir, need to move to Castle Artois, and frankly, we'll probably need both of you. Oh, actually, it's just a bunch of peasants there. I keep expecting them to have more defenses, but they aren't. Not to worry. It's partly because we already broke these factions in previous episodes, so it's probably a good thing that we get to advance a little bit. You're still damaged. I didn't want you to suffer attrition while damaged. But I think you're going to be needed here more than down here. I was originally going to send this army to Norska, but I think we can wait on that one. Nah, you know what? Risk suffering the attrition. It should be fine. Go down this way. Be nice if you ran into an island while you were there. Come on, Nobber. Yes, yes, no, maybe. Oh, I miss the ability to see all of the seas like Aranessa has and the from the Tier 5 building in Sartosa. It's just fantastic. Knowing where all the islands in the world are, wouldn't give it up. Anyway, you, go over here, find us an Azag. Oh, this is a faction that doesn't like us. It's some kind of Khorne faction. Who are you? Oh, that's the Exiles of Khorne. I would consider an alliance with Skarbrand, but at the same time, Skarbrand would be a heck of a good fight for Grimgor. Personally, right? Certainly someone I'm sure he'd love challenging. But anyway, I continue to digress. Let's upgrade or level everybody up and let's head into this little battle, because I want to see the big and big. Deadly Blade for you, sir. Let's get our Git Stompa, our legendary shaman. Onslaught. You. Mildred Squid Fiddler. Also, I'm just imagining somebody playing a squid like a fiddle. Wild-eyed, I guess. I don't like the upgrades in this portion of the tree all that much. Actually, you know what? Let's get Tough as Nails. Just further lean into all the extra HP, because these guys have high regen, and thus it's better to lean into that. What does Raiders do? It's income from a raiding. You know, I probably could have figured that one out. Probably. Anyway, we're going to smash them fast, I guess, or we could go through measured range. No, we're going for arm to the teeth, since we have it. Can't make up my mind. What am I doing today? Anyway, let's do this fight. I'm going to do it manually real quick, because sieges are broken, and once again, I don't think there's going to be a lot of control required. And after this one, we'll get some names in there, and we'll keep on going until we find a proper fight. And it's the same map that we fought last time. Well, you know what? I guess this will be a nice contrast to this having been the exact same fight, as in the one that we saw cinematically, and then I guess here we'll see it pseudo-cinematically, as in see me control it to some degree, though a lot of control won't be necessary. They do have a few units I think they didn't have. I think this one is slightly better defended than the last one. Ah, would ya look at that, our first rogue idol. That's a heckin' big boy. And that is why you're known as the biggin. Oh, look at him looking around. That's an effective form of scouting. Just lift your head up way up high and then look around. I can't wait to see you do your thing, big boy, and we'll get a couple more of these guys in this army as well. And the main reason I wanted a couple giants in this army over the couple of rogue idols, or over 5 rogue idols, is because the giants have that savage roar. That's really the only reason. Anyway, you guys are gonna go here. We will have the orcs. Orcs? Yeah, go figure. We're all orcs here. Go up the walls, as we do. Alright, you guys go here, and then let's say you here. A little bit in each other's way, but that's fine. We'll keep 2 units of Black Orcs with axes in reserve. Grimgor and the heroes and the giants are all gonna group 1, and are gonna head together. And then we're gonna go group 3, group 4, and then group 5. I should have done that differently. Alright. You're gonna be group 3. They're gonna be group 2. You're gonna be group 3. Like so. Mostly tagged as a reserve. Anyway, that's good. Stir deployment, start battle, away we go. And away we go, and away we go. Alright, looks like the enemy will go for our Black Orcs with shields first with their range, which is exactly what we want. Hopefully they don't focus the giants too much. Where are you going? And oh, would you look at that? They're going after our rogue idol. You shouldn't use your range attacks. I guess firing on Grimgor? Okay, good luck with that. There is not much of a point in doing so, and frankly, we want him to take the hits. He's got 11,000 HP total. Not quite to the degree of a giant, mind you, but hey, hopefully we can get it up even further. Slanesh giggle. The rest of you, start approaching. We should be able to be breaking through this gate pretty darn quickly. And, ooh, a couple hits into the bat swatters from the enemy. I believe that's a Blessed Field Trebuchet. I also noticed that there's a magic tower there that we'll want to knock out ASAP. Alright, well, not too interesting watching these guys break down that gate, but we'll be up on the walls before you know it, if you guys would actually raise your ladders. I hate how slowly they do this, and often you have to tell them to do it again. Come on. Up. Up. Come on. Orky want up, see? Alright, you're climbing, you're good, and your ladders are up. Alright, those peasants are about to get, about to have a very bad day. You two, work on this gate as well. In fact, you can be part of group 1. And the bad swatters are taking damage. But they do have the Immortals banner on them, so they won't lose units even if they do. I think it's probably, funnily enough, better to keep the Immortals banner on a random Black Orc unit rather than on the Immortals themselves, because the Immortals are tankier and have fewer models. Also, you guys need to go closer before I get killed. Alright. You gotta love how the Black Orcs just absolutely tower over the enemies. They're almost like trolls in size. And yet they're so much more numerous. There are some foot squires here who at least do have armor piercing, so they should be a little bit on the scarier side. You guys are taking damage as well. Move down. Now we working on that gate. If I could select the gate. Still working on it. Please let me, game. Please. Attack the gatehouse, thank you. And you know what, let's start moving down. And yeah, I'm sure some of them will take damage. Could take a few more and put them up over the walls if we wanted to. Go here, go here. Help everybody out. Up and die, I mean. Alright, now can we hit anybody with a nice spell? Probably not a foot of Gork here, as the enemy would probably move out of the way, but the headbutt is rather quick to come into effect, so we'll do that. There we go, knock a few peasants down and take about 3/4 of their HP. There's a brain buster to be had as well. Let's say, right there while these guys are milling around. What I do like about those spells is that they react very quickly, so just like the Awakening of the Wood, for example, they don't have time to react. You guys, time to start moving off those walls and joining the fight. Don't have to kill all the foot squires up here. I mean, you do, but they don't have to all be killed up here. Anyway, gate is still being worked on. But not to worry, we got more Black Orcs moving in as reinforcements. I wonder if you can pop a foot of Gork on top of a... Oh yeah, you can. Oh, that's disgusting. The only thing that worries me about this is, what if we knock down a bunch of our own units? You know what? It's probably more dangerous to our own units up here than it would be to the enemy, so let's not. Our units are plenty dangerous enough to the enemy already. Alright, anybody very badly damaged? Ooh, the little Grimgors. Oh, you're being attacked by the enemy paladin. That explains a lot. And while you're taking so much damage, let us help you out with a little soul blight right there. I want the paladin in the effect, and we are moving up those walls, but we still need the gate broken. It is broken. In you go. And wait a moment, this is also a decent time for Foot of Gork to herald the arrival of the... Oh, look at that frickin' rogue idol. It doesn't even fit in the gate. Here comes the Foot of Gork, everything exploding around the elites as they enter the main settlement. And you know what? We gotta move to that paladin to help the little Grimgors out. Let's have the giants hit the barricade up to that big Wa as well. And big boy and war bosses head out here. I would like you, Hag, to go for the questing knights as well to apply your debuff to them. And everybody keep on fighting. Actually, a reasonably fun fight. I'm breaking through the gate like this. You, Grimgor, go hunt that enemy paladin. Ow, the Black Orcs have nearly killed him. Never mind. Suffering from success. Let's go get back here. We don't need to activate the Bloodforged armor as yet, however. I would also like you to stay at the gates, and one of you to head inside. Please break through that barricade. You know what? Let's actually send you to fight the Knights of the Realm here. Go for that Helm of Discord. And we could pop a Fate of Bune on the questing knights if I can find them, like so. Alright, and lastly, we do have a few more spells, like Here We Go, to activate. Let's do it. Just because we can. Got a few more Black Orcs into the fight. It seems like the Paladin has lost, and let's begin the chase. No. Go for the barricade. For the bear, thank you. Oh, unnecessarily difficult to select. Alrighty, back to it. Not to worry, we'll do like a nothing but cinematic battle other than a partial control battle later on. Alright, we got some effects happening. And Grimworlds activate that blood-forged armor. Now giants are sleeping since they've knocked down the gate, but, well, can start moving forward. But it looks like the enemy is in pretty bad shape. What's your special ability? Rock Bottom. Replenishes 30% of ammunition but causes damage to self. Now, that's fine. You can keep fighting in melee. Alright, everybody march on forward, or rush forward. Wah forward. Alright, and how are you guys doing? I've already knocked down that barricade. Damn, quick work. Impressive. The rest of you appear to have killed everything up on top of the walls. Go join them. And the Orc Shaman doesn't actually need to be here, but whatever. Alright. Try, everybody, to get towards that blessed field trib before it does too much damage. Probably cast something on it as well. Shaman, move over here. One cast to destroy these guys. Oh, they can already be reached like so. No getting away for it yet? Very nice. And you know what? If they're gonna stay there, give them a headbutt as well. Like so. Hopefully that'll force the second unit to shatter. Come on, don't let them move. There we go. And that breaks the second unit as well. And gets stomping gets as he likes to do. Alright. Blob, reach the enemy blessed field trebs. Alright, it is fun just assaulting walls and having to take them in a big old wall, rather than relying on towers and trebuchets and half the enemy army to get destroyed by artillery. I can't wait to get a few more rogue idols in here, but I'm already very happy with the biggin. Anyway, in battle, easy enough. Decisive victory, probably shouldn't be too much damage, as only one unit of Black Orcs suffered unit loss, and it was primarily 10 of them due to the Paladin. And it looks like the Field Treb also did some work as well, but quite spread out, I think, over the rest of the piles of units, so not too bad at all. Alright, come on now. Almost there. There we go. Alright, and we... Ooh. 11k for sacking it. It is tempting, but we are holding on to this territory, so... Yeah, plus, Tancred Castle will likely need to defend itself from the Imperials, as I'm sure they'll make their way here sooner rather than later. You don't need Snotling Scavengers. And... okay, we're good. And we'll heal up to full. Perfect. Probably won't be able to reach Grungzint. Yeah, it looks like no, but we'll get there eventually. Alright, so, Grimgor, first of all, what I would like to do, Demary Krumpas will be joined by the Propa Choppas. I did promise some names after this, and then you can get to the Choppas. These guys are all about their Choppas after all. Let's see, we do have big in names, but they shouldn't be in this army. They should be in this army, which hasn't fought yet, but, you know, it's fine. Let's do Teef Collectors. Sometimes the toughest part of this is spelling everything nice and orcally. Denek Splitters. Although it should come naturally if you're green enough. Let's see. Bastion boys. Wow, okay, that's an unnecessary number of bees. Alright, not scrap upgrades, at least not yet. The friendly neighbors. I wonder what the orky word for something like neighbors would be. Football hooligans. To the Savage Orcs, but, you know, Biggins. Savage Orc Biggins and Biggins. Close enough. Let's see what we have here. Dentist's Dream. And let's see. Wow, we did get plenty of Biggin names, and I did ask for them after all. Not to worry, we will have more Biggins in other armies as well. They're going to be the most numerous unit, most likely, both the Savage and the regular ones, so... All for one and for all? Will that fit? Oh, it will fit. Nice. Does the slash work, though? No, the slash does not work. It doesn't appear. One moment. Combos do work, though. Yeah, there we go. Alright, nice. Do we want to get, you know what, let's get a few Gobbo names in here. It's been like 3 episodes since I've named stuff, so yeah. You Gobbos don't have names, the wannabes. Too many E's. Although, with the advent of Orky spelling, it doesn't matter if I misspell everything horribly. The Night Goblins. And... oh, the Night... The Night Boblins? Okay, sure, why not? And okay, let's see. We've got other stuff, but you know what? I don't wanna go overboard. And we do have to name a bunch of spider riders and stuff as well, but we'll keep it to later. Let's continue the actual gameplay. And don't need to move anybody, but we do need to be building, always. Lakeland, you can now upgrade to tier 5 in that Gobbo Metropolis. Longyi, you are going to continue upgrading to Horde here, I think. Though we do prioritize upgrading Frigun. We want to get as many Raiden stashes up and running as possible, but we'll get the pile of shiny stuff first. Upgrade you. You can have pile of shiny stuff and Raiden stashes. You have everything that you need here, don't you? Let's upgrade you as well. I guess we'll get the boss pole. I mean, for the growth of the nearby provinces. We could also go for the Gobbo Metropolis, but we'll do it later. Soleil, let's get that greenskin duck up and running. Let's also follow that up with a Raiden stash, another boss pole upgrade. Good. Many barrows. Yes, we deleted stuff at the Isle of Wights, and we want to replace it with 1 raiding stash because we want them everywhere. And 2... I'm gonna say Shaman's Hut, mostly for the additional capacity for the Shamans. Unless there was something else that was useful. Wait. Let me get, just give me a second. If we want to recruit here, we could do the boss's shack as well, which would reduce the recruitment cost. But frankly, our main military hub is going to be in Muddy Point, so probably not as necessary here. Ignoring the towers, ignoring the Horde of shiny stuff, because this place isn't... It's not going to generate a lot of cash. Although... You know what, maybe we will get this. It's not going to generate a crazy amount of cash, mind you, but 30% plus 30% plus another 20% from the Empowered Ohm Stones should actually get it to like 1500, so... Worth our time. At this point, considering I'm building a lot of elite units that I normally don't do as much, probably need to fund it all. Anyway, Jisoro and Marches of Kuran. We have a Black Orc barracks here, which I think we can actually keep, but the spider building probably won't be as useful. Landrill Barrow, you know what, let's upgrade you immediately, and then Chantillon, and let's get that Raiden stash up and running. Here we have to get public orders, so let's get that boss's tent, and then we'll immediately go into Camp Ruckus. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. We'll go into brag about the bosses until all of these guys have moved out of these territories. And, oh, I just realized we'll need defenses here. We can replace the spider building with them. And we'll need one at Landrill Barrow as well, just to preempt the inevitable attack from Reichland. Anyway, low fightiness for you, doesn't matter, it's gonna bother me every single turn. Building upgrade available, and... oh, you know, let's get a couple more names in there. I remember I wanted to name the 2 Doomdiver catapults, because there's only been 3 suggestions for Doomdivers so far, and 1 suggestion for rock lobbers, hint hint. The expendables makes very much sense for the not the crew of the Doomdiver. What do you call the ordnance of the Doomdiver, I guess? Oh, you gotta love the concept of the Doomdiver. Always reminds me also of that orc catapult from the Age of Reckoning trailer, where the big ol' orc, I don't know, big boss or something got launched right into the center of the castle wall. Just smashed into the wall. Gobbo's space program to match the space program of the peasant space program from the Bretonnia campaign. Lovely. We got some continuity. End turn. Alright, Grimgor. Yeah, nobody's gonna attack Grimgor, let's face it. And they would be mad too at this point. Alright, Carcassonne, and I didn't check what we actually captured here. We're gonna want to get some trolls up in this army, though. Almost tempted to build some trolls at Tancred Castle, but... Make any faction join your Confederation, you know what that means? That means the fact that this was issued, we probably just encountered No, what? Greenskins? Ah, we encountered the Bloodfeather tribe, that's why. Who was immediately willing to confederate... Oh. How much territory do they have, I wonder? I mean, we can't... Wait... Sure. It's 7... I don't think the diplomatic relations lost with other Greenskins. The control is counteracted by what we currently have. I gotta do it. Wait, what's our money at? 3.1, 3.2k? It's gonna drop a lot. Is this their territory? Where exactly is their territory? Yeah, it's all this. It's around Black Pit, isn't it? Festus's plagues might be irritating. I also see that they're at war with Elf Town or Continental Exarchate, which means the elves will probably attack us. But frankly, crumping some elves seems like the appropriate thing to do anyway. So yeah, fine, let's do it. Join Confederation and see what we got. And I imagine that would have also met a lot of other factions. Clan Septic, Clan Skull has 17 settlements. Oh my. And I take it we have not, by virtue of doing that, encountered any other Greenskins? No, no other Greenskins yet visible. Not to worry, they will be. Oh, they will be. Province of... Oh yeah, provinces, 3 new provinces. And there's that Join Confederation reward, nice. Thank you to the Bloodfeather tribe for joining us in glorious WAAAGH. Blorg Pigkissa. Blorg. It's a good name. Oh, they've already built defenses at WAAAGH here. And this is a forest, which has a troll building, ironically enough, because I was just talking about it, but we're gonna have to delete and replace it with the defenses. Decent, is this a rebel faction? Yeah. A decent likelihood we'll get attacked, because we're bordering a lot of factions. Get rid of the goblin toolbox, keep the troll building, because we might actually wander our way over here. And then this is Brockhill, which is kind of isolated, but has decent defenses, and oh, enemies nearby. I wonder whether, yeah, don't bother collecting income for now. Oof, 727 out of this one? You know what, I think we're going to have to send Mr. Gutstabbit to deal with all this. He'll be the new regent, or boss, I don't know, whatever, of these locations. We just need to get him some more troops. Namely, Grom de Crusher, in there, please. And what do we have for new big bosses? I want all of them to be bully. It would entertain me. But for now, it looks like we can't see any. This isn't too much of an army, and you can't build... I mean, I guess we could get you some more biggins if we wanted to. And just temporarily. You know what? Here's what you do. Oh, there's a port at Chantillon. We may want to land here, take Gorcel, and then quickly move, maybe trade it to these elves. The Corsairs of Spite, I mean. And have like a... Yeah, ooh, hello. The Black Pit. Oh, what? We have a location here. Recruitment cost reduction for Arachnox and a little bit of money. That's not a very good one. Alright, that's fine, fine. Gorkill. March speed, march stance, whatever. Away you go. Grab that sea corpse, get ready to land. We're gonna need ya. Masha Bigagit. Ain't no bigger git than Masha here. What are you? You have Braga, which is kind of useless, and you're a Night Goblin Shaman. Which I think we'd rather get our own. So you're out, at least for now. Or, wait. A moment. Leadership Aura. I was wondering whether we should use him to steal tech a little bit. It's right there. If he dies, you know, I'll do it. Success. Alright, why not, right? You're gonna be wounded if you do this, and I just go into Specialist and Steel Tech. I'll probably delete him later, but for now. Since we got him, why not use him? Sly Eye Gouger. Stay where you are. Now, because of the -40 relationship with Greenskins, we don't actually want to contact WAAAGH until that's gone, so we'll wait until it is. Nobber, you have places to be, my friend. Go heal up and land in Bretonnian shores, or on Bretonnian shores. The rest of you, I believe, are okay. Arachnid, you and Spite are supposed to head to Castle Artois here. Spite looks like he can reach it. Wait, can he reach it in WAAAGH stance, however? The WAAAGH begins, I mean. No. Alright, go back to regular stance. Go to Castle Artois. There's no defenses there. Decisive victory, eh? I am a little bit tempted by it. The only problem would be, is it wouldn't necessitate a cinematic battle, well, to what with the broken sieges. We would end up knocking down the walls and the towers with the Goblin Rock Lobbers. I would have preferred a field battle with you. But there's no guarantee that we get another battle. We can also use Arachnid to reinforce briefly, and then move him down to Wesson since he can't reach it. Anyway, you know what, yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll just auto-resolve this one real quick. I don't think it's worth our time. I'd rather move southward towards actual proper field battles against enemies that actually threaten us, rather than destroying these poor guys with our 3 stacks. Not necessary. Occupy. Alrighty, and obviously delete this and get the boss's tent up and running. Do you want to collect income? Nah, collect it for now. You, sir, move into march stance. Go right here. You're gonna take Wesson, and you're going to keep an eye on other armies. Ow! I can't put you back into raiding stance. Whoops. You're also damaged. I wanted to put you into raiding stance, but oh well. We'll send you around this way, where I'm sure you'll encounter Lewin and Response. Grimgor. Cannot reach Grungzint, but you can go into it and raid it a little bit for the cash. And we'll want to get the defenses up and running here. And ditches. Nice. What do we have at Grungzint? Worth fighting? Nah, it's weaker than Tancred Castle, which we just took with basically no damage. Alright. I believe that's all for the moves, unless I'm mistaken. Very curious to see what's going on here. I expect a couple of war declarations next turn, actually. Probably before Gorkill gets here. And you can't move. Wait, what do you have? Choppa Envy? What about you? Beard Connoisseur? I don't like either of these heroes. Frankly, we're probably gonna get rid of them both. But we may want to use Blorkill to defend or recruit something, which we can't do this turn, so I think we'll allow him to survive for that. Time. Plane of battles, let's get you up and running. Ooh, the Squig building is complete, so we just need to fix our money situation. And then we'll get Squig army up and running. And the Boar Boy army, of course, since we can unlock the legendary Boar Man at any time. Boss Pole for you, and I believe Raiden Stashes was the next thing. Good. Kuran. Yes to the Horde. You need to start making us cash, or else there's no real reason to hold you. And that's it for the upgrades. Ooh, concerned about the public order loss everywhere. We need 10 turns until we get that nice WAAAGH trophy. Skip, skip, skip. Commandment available in Bleeding Stone. Oh, we got a lot of stuff we can recruit out of this. Yeah, you know what? This will be... Oh, but it's a red territory. It's actually not that useful. But it can defend itself, so we'll keep it. Go into Camp Ruckus. Garrison Lord on Moon, damage building, building upgrade, another commandment available here. Let's go into Camp Ruckus, I guess. And just so that all the places don't rebel. A little bit of admin, but, you know, it's necessary whenever you confederate, so we can expect similar things. Let's see if the Empire or the Elves or whoever else is around there and doesn't like us declares war on us. And, wait, Grimgor's getting 0 out of raiding Grungzint? Why? 192, now he's getting 79, okay. Clan Skull is allied with Festus, or Band of the One Eye. Damn, I don't remember if this is the clan that has 17 territories, or if it has 2. Because 17's a lot. Now, I'm gonna say no for now. But maybe next turn we'll take a look and see if there are some factions we'll want to deal with. And you are going to declare war on us? Oh no! Spider Army! In March stance. Oh, this is not good. And it does have the WAAAGH. these guys have tons of great swords, which the spiders won't be particularly good against. Oh my, Arachnid, you're gonna have to fight for your life, buddy. Interesting times. Alright, well, now let's see if we can do this. And oh, they have very little in the way of range units as well, so the spiders are just not gonna do it for us. Oh, I think this is gonna be a great fight. And we may lose the army. Away we go. Alrighty, it is do or die, folks, for Arachnid Spider Claws army. Not him himself, because he is immortal and can always come back, but all these little spiders and forest gobos that we recruited, and they look so happy. Let's hope that they survive with that vigor loss, which is going to most definitely be an issue. Now we have deployed our range spider riders at range, and Vanguard deployed close to the enemy army, where they hope to do at least a little bit of damage. The WAAAGH will arrive on the field pretty much immediately, and we're going to just pop it into a big blob, hopefully long enough to distract the enemy. Anyway, here we go with the spider riders, poisoning the halberdiers and trying to focus them down as best they can. Mostly the halberdiers because of the... Wait a second, the fire spider riders have... Oh, fire and poison ammunition. For a second I thought that they applied... I forgot what the debuff was called. Flammable or scorched or something along those lines? No, I'm thinking of warpstone scorch. Yeah, I think it's flammable. And it looks like it's fire and poison. Yeah, so eventually it would probably be better to replace all of the spider riders, or the range spider riders at least, with the lava versions, if we can ever get sufficient amounts. Ooh, looks like a couple of them will go down as the enemies charge forth with a unit of Grand Cauldron Regulars Man-Eaters. Man, everybody getting man-eaters these days, just like Aranessa. And we do have to back off, as we most definitely have a healthy respect for the man-eaters, as they can be pretty scary units in melee. And back away, and we'll deal with them another day. Well, actually today, but anyway. Time to send in the Forest Goblin Spider Riders with spears. The anti-large melee versions, they're going to have to face off against the Knights Errant, though fortunately Knights Errant are a rather weak version of Knights. Unfortunately, they have twice our armor, more melee attack, more melee defense, and more pretty much everything with the exception of weapon strength, which is debuffed to lower, and due to the poison debuff, which will hopefully work out. The main thing here is to send in both the Spider Riders and our Goblin Big Bosses in the midst of them to do some damage and knock out a few of the enemy models. I did say I wanted at least 4 Goblin Big Bosses in this particular army for this very reason. And of course the fact that they do buff in these units. Alrighty, the Spider Riders in melee are allowing our units of ranged Spider Riders to get to safety, and keeping the enemy back, and thus far haven't taken a crazy amount of damage at all, so we're good, while the enemy Knights Errant are certainly suffering. Over on this side, it looks like an enemy unit of Pistoliers has for some reason decided to go into a melee fight against our Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. I think this should very much go in our favor, or at least in theory it should, especially with the enemy debuffed both by poison and by lethal poison, because the Spider Rider Archers have lethal poison in melee and regular poison in missile range, which is what makes them pretty interesting, as opposed to just the regular lethal poison on the regular Spider Riders. Anyway, continue the fight. There's another unit of Spider Riders facing off against some enemy Empire Knights, and ooh, I really like the green color scheme that these guys have going on. The green lances and the green and yellow plumes and shields, and they have on their helmet. That's quite nice. Might actually be my favorite Empire color scheme so far. Although I'm sure you can mix green with something other than yellow to make it even nicer. Green and black is a classic. Alright, well, they're gonna book it out of there as the Empire Knights did get surrounded and destroyed by 2 units, the Force Goblin Spider Riders, and Empire Knights certainly do leave something to be desired as a unit, so that's hardly surprising. And back here, another unit the unit of Knights Errant are rallying, but probably not for long, as another one of our Spider Rider units, one of the ones that was deployed behind the enemy army, moves in to hopefully bring them down. And the anti-large should work for us here. Their unit is hurt, our unit is hurt, but we should have the advantage. And there we go, Spiders doing their thing, and the Knights Errant are out, and we will give chase. We've also been forcing our range units, specifically our WAAAGH range units, and our Spider Riders to focus down those enemy units of Man-Eaters. Don't want them applying all that splash damage to our relatively weak main WAAAGH line. There we go, and down go the ogres, no more from them. Also, we got a little bit of a bonus unit on the field, a little tiny, oh man, they look like ticks, it's disgusting. We got a unit of spider hatchlings on the field, and this is another reason that I want to get 4 goblin big bosses in this particular army. Every goblin big boss buffs the spider hatchlings melee attack by, I think, 3, so it would be a plus 12 to their melee attack from the goblin big bosses, which would be pretty nice, assuming, of course, that these guys, being a summoned unit, actually do get that buff, but we'll see. And another reason why we want to take advantage of that is because both Arachnid and the Spider Queen, the Arachnid Queen rather, have the ability to summon these units. So we should damn well make use of them. Mostly they're going to function like zombies as summon dead units or raise dead units just to distract enemies, but they'll be distracting enemies while the Ragnaroks and other spider type units do all their work. Alright, obviously our WAAAGH free orcs and goblins are having quite a bit of trouble facing off against the enemy, while primarily greatswords and halberdiers. The greatswords are making absolute mincemeat of gobos and orc boys alike, but they're unbuffed to their WAAAGH units, and frankly, we don't care whether they live or die. It's the spiders' show, and they gotta put in the most work and do the most damage. The others are there only to distract. Alright, it is working for us. The goblin big bosses have unfortunately pretty much failed to kill the Archlector, and one of them will run while the other backs off, but I will chalk that up to the fact that neither one of them has their spider yet. Once they get their spider, they'll be better and more appropriate. I do wish that the spider buffs, like from Arachnid, would also buff any hero on a spider. That might be pretty neat. Anyway, looks like we get a WAAAGH activating, and our Spider Rider archers are now able to shoot into the back of the enemy army, having fully destroyed all the Empire Knights, the Empire Archers, and the Empire Pistoliers. Obviously, as we've seen against the Saurus, these guys don't do too much damage with their non-armor-piercing range fire. However, I suppose it's also a matter of volume of fire, and the fact that there are halberdiers here, who we are targeting rather than the greatswords, as they have less armor and should be a lot easier to damage. Plus, I don't imagine any of these units like having all of these Spider Riders shooting them in the back, which is a very goblinoid thing to do, and I think it's appropriate. Yet another unit of spider hatchlings has been summoned, or maybe possibly the third one. They've been doing a pretty darn good job of distracting a couple of units of greatswords and keeping them just far enough away from our goblin and orc archers to prevent them from killing them. And here comes the charge of the spiders, returning from the fray wherein they were destroying the enemy back line and fast movers slash cav. And now charging into the back of these greatswords, which do pretty much immediately break due to the sheer volume of spiders. Not to worry, these spiders have plenty more work to do, as there are other halberdiers and greatswords around, though obviously we will have to be careful about the halberdiers in particular, as the Spider Riders may do, well, some damage, but they are most definitely very fragile still. And we need to upgrade their armor a little bit further. On the bright side, they are fairly decent at chasing enemies off, and we have enough of them to make sure that any unit that routs will not be coming back. Looks like they knock down plenty of the enemy infantry without killing them on the charge as well. But hey, at least they have sufficient mass to knock them down, which I suppose bodes well for their future. Looks like more and more of the enemy greatswords are running the balance of power shifts to about 80-90% in our favor, and I see leadership dropping all over the map. Now, of course, the greatswords will continue to fight for a while yet, but the enemy's center and left flank have both collapsed, and only the units on this side remain in the fight, mostly because they have sufficient numbers here, but it looks like not for long, as finally the last of the greatswords here will shatter, despite the relatively high amount of HP these two units still had on the right flank. And the battle will be ours, or I should say Arachnid and his Spider Riders. Very, very nice. We definitely have to give him a reward for this particular battle. You bet that there's only 3 types of spider units. Well, I guess we still have the lava spiders as well, so yeah. And you get a little bit of variety in there. It's actually interesting because you can use, like, I don't remember what they're called, giant spiders, you know, like the feral spiders? Draika can use feral spiders, right? And I don't remember whether Mother Estankia can as well, but some factions can certainly use feral spiders. It's interesting that the goblins have access to spiders as mounts, but not access to giant spiders in general. I guess you might have to be binding them by magic, but I suppose if you can build spider riders anyway, there wouldn't be much of a purpose to building giant spiders as a separate unit, as you might as well have spider riders with those anti-large spears, or with goblins with bows as well, rather than be a regular spider rider. So don't mind me, it does, I guess, make sense that we don't have access to them. Anyway, a little bit of chasing left to do, but we can do it off screen. Alright, there we go. The spiders survived to fight another day. Sorry, my neighbor's dogs are barking if you can hear that. Hopefully it's not too loud on the mic. But anyway, I am very happy that the spiders managed to pull through. It was with the help of their WAAAGH, however, they currently lack their Arachnid, so it was definitely needed, and they managed to win against probably one of the worst situations that they could be up against, a heavily armored force, and they have little in the way of armor piercing, and on top of that, the fact that we were in march stance as well. And still, the spiders did their thing. How is the damage looking for them, though? Well, that's unexpected. It looks like the melee spider riders managed to do considerably more damage than the ranged ones. Huh. Well, that's really interesting, because I was going to replace almost all of the melee ones, but perhaps that's not quite the right way to go then. Very interesting. Okay, we'll have to make some adjustments, I think, overall. 3k in terms of rewards for the army, or a little bit of replenishment. I got 3k is hard to turn down. It's quite a bit. On the other hand, this is... Nah, you know what? I think we can do it without. Ransom captives. I assume that there won't be another army to attack us, and hey, how did these guys even attack us in the first place? And yeah, a little rogue army is going to attack us, isn't it? You're going to declare war, and you're going to take Drakenhole. Yeah. And oh my, it's a pile of chaos chariots. Well, that's interesting. That's real interesting. We'll have to... Man. It's gonna be a tough fight. Obviously we're not... Yeah, that's a waste of time, but... We're gonna have to chase him down. Anyway, Forbidden Rod, a giant wolf for Arachnid for some reason. But of course he'll switch to his Arachnid spider as soon as we can. These guys...
Speak then, Greenskin.
Do we have the reliability rating?
Darkness comes.
Wait, Do AIs even have a reliability rating, or is it only just to screw the player over? Because I could have sworn that we still had 10 turns left until we could redeclare war on him, but maybe the 10 turns did run out. Anyway, that was foolish of him. He thought that he could take the advantage and destroy the spiders in that manner, but ultimately failed, and Arachnid, damn, lives to fight another day. Speaking of Arachnaroks, however, I think that warrants a reward, doesn't it? The Arachnarok Queen is ready to join the fray. Let's, I guess, combine 2 of the melee spider riders. Maybe we'll do 6 and 6-ish. And the rest with Arachnaroks. Plus, I do want 2 more goblin big bosses in here since they buff everything. You and, let's say, I don't know, one of you, doesn't matter. Merge selected units. Then the Arachnarok Queen joins. There we go. I think that's a worthwhile reward. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see her in action this episode, but definitely next time around as we try to look for something that's worth a fight. Larret actually has a decent amount of forces, though we could just send Spite Blood Reaper to do it for us. I'll have to give that some thought as well. Lots of things to be thinking about. Please give us more names for the various spider units, as they will need them. Next time, Grimgor will continue working his way, or start working his way through the mountains before moving southward to hopefully reach Grom. Though once again, we may want to wait until 4 turns are over, but I think that should take care of itself. And Gorkill will move to our new territories here and hopefully destroy anything that threatens them, and then we'll build them up to be relatively defensive-minded, with lots of defensive structures, and recruit some trolls and stuff for Gorkill, and some more Black Orc big bosses, because of course, that's gonna be his thing, and hopefully be able to take out this army. Anyway, fun times to come as the campaign ramps up and our new armies join the fray as well, so stay tuned for more Orky action. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.